I'm afraid, Gary, there is no foreseeable outcome where you survive. Good morning, Gary. Day 1818.
How about freaking no?
Olan, I want to talk to you about how you did this kind of short pilot that ended up getting all of this wonderful attention that's turned into a show. So for all those that are out there with their dreams, tell us how this one came to be for you.
Yeah, I mean, I essentially pitched a little idea from a old cartoon that I did called Gary Space. It's probably the worst cartoon ever constructed. And I basically pitched the idea, and it got picked up by New Form, and they gave me a little bit of a budget, not too much, just enough to really make it difficult to make. And essentially, it basically got seen by an intern at Conaco. Nice. And he basically apparently never talks, so he sent it to David Kissinger and Larry Sullivan over at Conaco, and they're like, man, this guy never talks, let's check this out, this has to be something. So, and he was, I guess they posted the video at like 5 a.m., so I don't know what he was doing at 5 a.m. on YouTube, but he saw it, and because of him, I mean, the whole ricochet of effects happened. Wow. And
did he get a promotion?
I think he got a little promotion.
Have you like given him a gift basket?
I hope he got a promotion. But from there, yeah, it took off on YouTube, and then it got picked up by TBS like 6 months later.
And he showed it to Conan O'Brien, and Conan O'Brien just, just geeked out over it.
When I found that out, I weeped. I was literally in a grocery store parking lot, and I remember weeping and looking at this email. Oh my
God.
But yeah, no, that's a good moment. That's a weep-worthy moment. So David, how did you end up, now you have worked on shows like Malcolm in the Middle, and you've worked on all kinds of great comedies. Yeah. So you know how to run shows, and so the two of you are connected together. And what was the most fun thing about what you wanted to take about Gary, as the character, and be able to do through this show?
Well, imagine sort of being in a kitchen with like the world's finest ingredients and then being able to make something. So from that YouTube clip, like everything was in there. Just the human condition, comedy, this amazing tone. And then it was like just the greatest elements in the world to just sort of like shape that into something even more epic and more beautiful.
So Tika, you are a voice in the show. In terms of who your character is and how she plays into the adventures.
Right, well I play Quinn, who is a commander and also sort of like an engineer. And she finds out that there's this rip in space and she needs to figure it out so that she can save the universe. And she's just like a badass person who is, thinking that she's a one-man band at first, like she can do it herself, but realizing by the time you see it that she needs a team. And her and Gary have like a love interest thing going on, and they're two quirky characters that are really smart in their own way, and that's what I love about Quinn. I love about all these characters, they're so grounded in reality that you really do feel for whatever they're going through, so it's just a different cartoon than I've ever seen. And then I get to play Nightfall, which is Quinn in the future.
Nice.
So, I go from like this nice little voice to like, hello.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, animated shows, they all, with their vocal cast, do different things. And some like to have everybody together so you can get the rapport. Some have to do it just because of who you bring in separately. So what's been the process for your vocal cast and how you've wanted them to kind of do each episode? Yeah,
I mean, it's been a little bit of a challenge to get a lot of these people in the same room.
Right.
I know David Tennant, he was in London doing a play, so he had to do it from London. Fred was doing Portlandia.
Yeah.
So anybody that we could get in the room, it was cool to try to hop in the booth and do a few lines with them. Like I hopped in the booth with Ron Perlman.
Nice.
He fist bumped me twice.
Oh yeah.
Which was amazing. And then Coty Galloway, like I did a lot of riffing with him and stuff like that. So it was anybody that we could get into the booth, we did, but it was definitely a challenge.
So what's some of the things that maybe all three of you are most excited for people to see?
Well, there's a great sequence in a place we call the Deathcropolis, which is like just this cool battle gladiatorial kind of like episode.
Nice.
And that's really fun. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, every sci-fi has to have one of those.
You have to have one of those.
Yeah,
exactly. Is anybody like hitting their mating season? Or
And then we've got something by a sort of a dying supernova. That's very cool.
Yeah, there's a place they go to called Inner Space, which is like
Is
a
that Martin Short's head?
I know, right? It's kind of a little like homage to that, but at the same time, it's another dimension, like a between another dimension. So it's
Cool.
and in there's a slumbering like Titan trapped in a cosmic cube. That's really cool. And then they end up going into his mind, and it's really sick. It's really awesome. Yeah.
It's very cool because the episodes just, as they unfold, they just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
What course should I set?
Earth. Or actually, no, the universe. We're gonna save the... Actually, that doesn't even make any dang sense. Okay, just Earth. Earth. Earth.